Hey Alex, greetings. Thank you so much for sharing the video of yourself and the piano player. Very nice timing. You did the head very good. Creative solo. Like the phrasing, you know, the little triplet figures in there. It also seems like you're paying attention to how long the note you want it to be. Legato, staccato, a good mix. So all in all, I think you're definitely growing in leaps and bounds. I have been thinking about best ways to coach you going forward because it seems like you have a great solid foundation at Chapel Hill with the traditional jazz material, and you might want to be interested in some of the more experimental ideas. I've been working since a few years on a kind of improvisation technique called symmetrical improvisation, and I'm trying to learn now how to do this over chord changes. What I did discover is that the ear is drawn to symmetry. So let's say if you have a pattern that sounds like this, like kind of like moving zigzags and perfect fifths. This would be like a multiple interval exercise, but there's a clear structure and pattern to it. You can utilize structures like that over jazz changes, and the crazy thing is, as long as you start within the harmony and end on a strong beat inside of the harmony, you can completely ignore the changes that are in between. And the ear will always make harmonic sense out of what you're doing because it is attracted to the symmetry of the pattern more than it is attracted to the vertical relationship between the root, the chord at the bottom and the melody note at the top when you're in transition. So this means it opens the door to you inventing, as there are millions of patterns, you inventing your own vocabulary that is a great addition to the traditional approach, which is, you know, scales, arpeggios, and approach pattern. So in the spirit of not sounding like everyone else, I wanted to give you these 11 exercises, and each exercise focuses on one interval only. So it starts with only half steps, in other words, just a straight up chromatic scale, then it goes to whole tone exercise, then to minor thirds, major thirds, only fourths, only diminished fifths, all the way to only major sevenths. You know, like let's say if you have something like this. Let's see if I can remember this one. See how like it was like it's an inverted chromatic scale. Da da de da de da de da de da de da de. Yeah. So this is the last one out of the 11, and if you know them all, then you can start putting them together. In other words, you can pair up a major third and a minor third, and then create a pattern that goes all the way until it repeats itself, and you have a sound. And that sound you can use in smaller chunks, right? Let's say, for instance, if I wanted to play a pattern that is based only on minor thirds and improvise over a major 7 chord, which school will tell you is wrong, you can break that rule. You can, and it actually sounds refreshing. And so, in other words, what you need to do is you have to find a minor third inside of a major 7 chord structure. So let's say if we are on E major 7, I can already see that I have a minor third between the 9th and the major 7. So ba-de-da-de. So if this chord is going, you know, to, let's say, the 6 minor, and I play something like this. If I go ba di ba bi ba bi da bi ba bi ba bi da boo ba. See, I'm playing diminished, but it totally da like da ba bi ba di da do da. Yeah, so this is just one example. If I want to pair major and minor thirds together, then I would do something like, let's say, a minor third, a major third, a minor third, a major third. Now, if you're not at the end of the pattern yet, then instead of going to the next minor third body, you know, you're kind of running out of space here. What you can do is you can go down a major 6. So you see, so actually it would be more like this would be an inverted minor third, and then the next one would be an inverted major third would we do this, right? So if you go ba ba boo, is this the same as ba ba ba? You see? So you can always play these patterns in a box when you infuse them with their own inversions, and they create very definite colors. So this is a whole world that you can access, but you first have to know the basic language, which means the 11 patterns. And so if you are interested, I would want to give you 3 at a time. So I'm going to give them to you anyway, and if you like, I would say put them in your log, you know, work on your other stuff, the rhythm changes and the standards, and start learning symmetry, because it will make you think differently and go outside of the box. And then if you have the inside and the outside, you have a great playground for, you know, going crazy on your instrument. So let me know how you feel about that. The exercises would be as follows. The first one would be, by the way, they are all made of 12 notes so that you can play them in 3 different rhythms, and I'll show you how. So the first one is you play the chromatic scale. I'm going to give you the example of E. Since you have a 6-string bass, I'll give you the, you know, the extended version. So this one is just basically, you can do it across a 4-string. It goes like this, where you go, and you do it twice. And now you go through all 12 keys. So now next would be A, and then you go to D, and then you go G, and so on and so forth until you get back to where you started. And so the way you can break those up into rhythms is into 2s. Let's say you go, into 3s. You go, now 4, and so the second one is the whole tone. So there you go. I'm gonna now start on the low string here. I'm gonna start on low B. You go. And now E. You do those through all keys, And then the last one I'm going to show you is the minor thirds. This one starts on the ring finger and you go like this. So this one here, you can see that it has a little slur at the top where it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, and then it goes down and up again. Then down and up again, and there you go. So that you have the 12 notes, and you can now go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. And then of course you go. Yeah, and so those would be the first three for you to remember, and that would be my suggestion, as I think you have a lot of potential, and I think you deserve to create your own music, you know, alongside with, of course, being studious and learning the tradition. All right, let me know what you think. If you want to put those in there, the symmetrical patterns, and we can make it happen. All right, take care, Alex. All the best from Oakland, California. Bye-bye.